I don't have any jokes, unfortunately, but I hopefully won't take 7 minutes. There's a kind of wave of, we're the last one. When's networking drinks? I've flown over from New York today. I've been on a plane for 8 hours, so I certainly need a beer. Anyway, so Currencycloud. So what do we do? So Currencycloud is a global payments platform. So we provide the tools for other businesses to make their payments processes quicker, simpler, and more cost-effective. Now, why do we do this? As it says there, moving money shouldn't be hard. We believe that sending a cross-border payment should be really, really easy, right? But it's not. Traditionally, you've got all these complexities. You've got compliance and regulation. You've got to deal with corresponding banking networks. You've got to deal with local payment schemes. And if you're sending a cross-border payment, traditionally, you're dealing in different currencies, so you've got the very opaque and expensive foreign exchange conversion. Now, Currencycloud have distilled these complexities into really simple and easy-to-use components. Now, as a company built on technology, we actually believe sending a payment should be as easy as API. I'll leave that for the techies in the room. So we're here today to talk to you about our latest product, our Global Collections product. This is around taking you global. This is around letting you sell to, in this demo, European customers. Huge market, kind of 700 million customers sending cross-border payments between the US and Europe. But traditionally, for a US company selling into Europe, you've got kind of 3 ways to do it. You can set up a bank, an entity out in Europe. You can accept credit cards or PayPal, or probably the most common, and in our opinion, probably the worst way to do it, is to put that burden onto your customer. Allow them to deal with the foreign exchange. Allow them to deal with the difficult wire payment over the US. So our Global Collections product does the legwork, so you don't have to. Now, we're going to run through our demo now. It's driven from our APIs, but an API demo is really, really dull. So we've got our own front end here, and Archie is logging into the front end. Web-enabled, nothing's download, really, really simple. And even this is a little bit boring. So I'm going to tell you a story. Let me tell you a story and put this into context for you. I'm going to tell you a story about a customer who's using this now. It's a customer called the Choc Factory. They produce chocolate beer, of all things. It's taken off here in the US. You guys love your beer and chocolate, apparently. And they want to go into Europe. Europeans also love their beer and chocolate. But the issues they faced are the 3 issues that we talked about before. They didn't want to set up a bank and a European entity. It's too expensive for them. They didn't want to accept PayPal or credit cards, again, too expensive for them. And they definitely didn't want to put the burden onto their customer. Their USP as a business is all around customer experience. So they didn't want their European customers picking up the expensive wire transactions and foreign exchange conversions. So they came to us. Now, what we were able to give them is their very own unique European bank account number, which you can see here. So they can give that to their customers, who can then send them kind of a local ACH equivalent payment. It's called SEPA in the Eurozone. And that's really, really seamless. So if you fast forward 7 days, they've sent this IBAN out to their customers. They've then paid them. Their finance team can log in. They actually get notifications when they get funding, just like a bank account. And they can see they've got some euros in this account. They can then click on the reference on the left-hand side. They can see who that's from. Again, reporting, reconciliation, if they're using the APIs, they can embed that into their own work streams as well. Really, really easy. So all they need to do now is make a decision. They can see they've got a balance of 4,000 euros. They can just go and convert that back into US dollars. Again, really, really simple, either on the front end or via the API. You're selling your euros, buying your dollars. You're selecting the date. Now, we're a company that's also been born from transparency. We don't like the opaque nature of the foreign currency market, so we actually represent the wholesale rate of exchange up there to the customer. We pass that on to the customer, and so they can see exactly what they're doing. They can see everything. They're happy with this quote. They can convert those euros back into the USD. Takes all of 2 seconds. You can see their euro balance is now down at 0. Their USD balance is now up at $4,500. All they need now to do is send that payment to themselves. So they can click Pay Now. They're sending USD. They're typing in the amount. They've got their name in here, really, really easy. And again, for them, cash flow is king. They want to do this really, really quickly. So they can make the payment. There's a bit of compliance stuff you need to do around they're the payer, they're paying themselves. They can then put in the reference, so when it hits their USD bank account, they know where it's come from. It's all displayed there. They select create the payment, and they've done it. So from giving their customers their own unique bank account detail, to receiving the euros in, to receiving the USD back in their account, that takes 24 hours. It's as simple as that. I've got a minute and a half left. I can run it through again if you want me to, but I think there's some faces going, come on, let's wind up, let's go and have a drink. So we're going to leave you with that. It really is that simple. We're Currencycloud. Thank you very much.